Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zach Bartlett and welcome to my JOMC 101 location app assignment. The assignment was to choose 5 location-based apps like Yelp or Urban Spoon and choose 3 restaurants in Lincoln and research each restaurant using each app. We were to find 15 facts, 5 per restaurant, 3 per app, so 1 fact about each restaurant for each app. The apps I chose to use were Yelp, Urban Spoon, Foursquare, Foodspotting, and TripAdvisor, as you can see in that image right there. I chose these apps because some of them we discussed in class, and the other ones seemed to have similar qualities, but were also a little different. So I wanted to get a wider variety, so that's why I chose these apps. The restaurants I chose were Pickleman's Gourmet Cafe, Laszlo's Brewery and Grill, and Buzzard Billy's. I like all 3 of these restaurants, and so I wanted to see if I could actually learn something from these restaurants, even though I had been there before. The first app that I used was Yelp. I learned from this app that Pickleman's does not take reservations. The app shows whether or not the restaurant takes reservations and whether or not it delivers and has takeout. It told me that Buzzard Billy's has outdoor seating and is good for kids. This is another good feature of this app. It shows it's good for groups, for kids, and what a meal it's good for. And it also shows a map of how to get there. I chose to view how to get to Laszlo's, and it told me exactly how far and how long it would take me to get there from my dorm room, and it told me it would take me about 23 minutes to walk there. The next app I used was Urban Spoon. With Urban Spoon, I learned that Pickleman has an average price of under $10, so it's really cheap. It told me that Buzzard Billy's has a large menu featuring many Cajun dishes. This app shows you the menu of the restaurant as long as the restaurant has uploaded their menu to the app. And I found that all of my restaurants that I chose did have their menus on here. It also told me that Laszlo's is open till 11 p.m. on weeknights and is gluten-free friendly. It tells you the hours like most of these apps do, but that's just a good obvious feature to have. It also told me that it's gluten-free friendly, which doesn't really affect me, but that's an interesting fact and something that could be really useful for someone. The next app I used is Foursquare. With Foursquare, I learned that Pickleman's accepts American Express and MasterCard. Buzzard Billy's phone number is listed on the app, and Laszlo's is good for a quick bite or a special occasion. Foursquare is very review-based, so it takes into account what its users think about each restaurant, which is really useful. Depending on the demographic of the app, it can tell you which restaurants would be good for your age group. It tells you, what credit cards each restaurant accepts, and it also tells you some of the similar things to Yelp and Urban Spoon. It tells you that it has outdoor seating. It tells you that it's good for groups, for dates, and for kids, things like that. The next app I used is Foodspotting. This app is a little different. It actually focuses more on the food itself rather than the restaurant. From this, I learned that the Hodgepodge is a favorite of many people at Pickleman's. Gator Fingers and Po' Boy are favorites at Buzzard Billy's, and Laszlo's menu features the popular Brewski burger with chips. The Gator Fingers at Buzzard Billy's are really good, and a lot of people seem to agree based on the app. This app is really useful if you don't know, even if you read the menu, it might not tell you, what each meal is, and it might not tell you what people think about it. So it's nice to have a customer's opinion on each meal, and this app is full of things like that. The last app that I chose to use is TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor is usually used for hotels and things, but I found that it's pretty useful when it comes to restaurants as well. I learned that Pickleman's hours are from 10 a.m. to 3 a.m., and it was closed when I took the above screenshot at 3:33 a.m. So that's a useful feature that it tells you not only the hours, but it also features when it is open. It tells you if it's open at the time of looking at the app. I also learned that Buzzard Billy's is a great place to relax in the outdoor seating area when it's warm outside. TripAdvisor has a lot of good reviews. It's also very review-based, and a lot of people agree that it's a nice place to sit outside because it is in the Haymarket, and it's nice, very nice, downtown sort of feeling. I also learned that Laszlo's is often reviewed as having great service, which is cool. Like, it's nice to know how the service is, how the waiters and everything are, and if a restaurant is friendly to its customers. So in conclusion, I've learned that each app has unique aspects. Some of them have a lot of similar aspects, but some of them are laid out a little better. I found that the app that best suits my needs would be the app Yelp. Not only did it have the map feature, and did it tell me if restaurants were good for kids and good for lunch or dinner, and if it if it accepted reservations, but it also tells you if it has Wi-Fi. It tells you about the menu, and it also has a feature where it shows the history of the restaurant, which is pretty cool too. I mean, in the moment, like in choosing a restaurant, that probably wouldn't have been too useful, but it's also just a cool thing to see. It's not something that you would normally read on a cell phone app, the entire history of a restaurant. So I thought that was cool, and I just found that the layout of this app made a lot more sense than some of the other apps. And it also has the reviews, but it's not solely review based, and I just found that this app is easier to use. So I want to thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.